Hello, my friends. Yep, I'm back. So today I want to talk about that one subject that just will not die. And it won't die. It will not die until the laws are changed in the West. When the law requires that any child born to any two individuals have to have a DNA test before the father signs the birth certificate, regardless if you're married, engaged, hooking up, I don't care what title you give it, there should be mandatory paternity tests, period. And the reason why I'm talking about this again is that I just had a gentleman who called in for a chat, and he's distraught, he's sobbing, he break down, and he's working hard. He's just an average dude, lives in Jersey, America, and he said, Paul, I just have this nagging doubt that my 6-year-old is not my son. And he said, it's killing me. It's ripping me apart. And I'm afraid. I'm so afraid to get the test. And he called to ask me, what should I do? What should I do? What would you do if you were in my situation? What would you advise me to do? He said, my marriage is okay. In other words, him and his wife are getting along quite well. Now, they went through some hard times, but there was no reason for her to step out. He has never stepped out. So, you guys realize that these are the questions that are hitting me constantly, every day. It's the most questions and the most problems that I have to deal with in the chats are dealing with cheating women, not men.
I'm your host, Sergio Cabanas, attorney at law here in Florida. Thank you for joining me today. Today's question is, Sergio, I've decided to move forward with a divorce. However, I believe that at least one of the children that was born during the marriage is really not my biological child, and I don't want to end up having to pay child support for that child. What should I do? Well, nowadays, DNA testing is readily available. So, of course, if you're in doubt, you should have the test done. You should also know that Florida law automatically presumes that any child born during the marriage is the biological child of that married couple. The only way to overcome that presumption is by presenting evidence in court to show that you're not the biological parent of the child. This process is called disestablishing paternity. That basically means that we present evidence in court that basically proves that the child is not your biological child, and we seek a judgment stating that you're not the biological parent. Therefore, you should not pay any child support. Of course, this process could be a lot easier if we know who the true biological parent of the child is.
Cheating woman. I'm telling you guys, I'm serious. That is the biggest issue. Second to that, it's just normal shit that couples cannot get along with. Just normal, everyday stuff where the woman is not happy, where couples just can't see eye to eye. That's the second issue. But the number one problem, cheating women. And so when you guys ask me, do women cheat more than men? I can say without a doubt, 100%, yes. Women cheat more than men because they have the option to either do it covertly with their photos out on Instagram, or they can do it outwardly.
Women cheat just as much as men. They're just better at it. And if anything, they do a lot more micro-cheating. What I mean by this is one of the things that women can do that men can't is on a daily basis, they can plant seeds for cheating without realizing. So if she just posts a beautiful picture, guys can comment and she can say, thank you, da, 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 and that tiny thing is happening on a daily basis. Whereas for men, they can't shoot their shot with that many girls and get a reply every day. So we're living in a time where if you wanted to be a female cheat, it'd be the easiest time to be that way. So
there's too many ways that a woman can just pick up a conversation on Facebook with a guy that she had a fling with in high school 10, 15 years ago. And her brain is still there. That feeling she got is still there, right? So it's easy to just pick that up. Especially if the guy was sort of that Chad, that top football player, that dude. You know the Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, Ray Ray. The guy that had the suave. Women still have those feelings. Those feelings don't leave. And that, my friend, is where the problems are created. Oh, he said hi to me back on Facebook, asked me how I was doing. Boom, that's it. We just started chatting, and it's been about 3 weeks and we've been back and forth. And I really start thinking about that time that we hooked up in high school, in college. Yeah. And all of those feelings, because women are emotional. They hold those feelings deep. They don't go away for women. A lot of women, those good times, all they've done is just suppress them. But all it needs is a little trigger. Hey, listen, girl, I got this conference coming up in New York. I'm going to be in your town. Guess what? It's only going to be like 45 minutes drive. I'd love to just sit down with you for a while. Oh my God. Oh. And then, I don't know what my husband's going to say. I don't know. He don't have to know. Why would he have to know? I mean, it's just going to be innocent. You and I we relax. We sit and have coffee for a couple hours. Oh, we can meet at our hotel, in my hotel lobby. It's really easy. It's a really nice hotel. Got a really nice hotel bar. Whatever. And then from there, it's just one little short step up to the hotel room. So-called innocent becomes serious. 3 years later, guess what? You got a child that don't exactly look like the husband, sort of growing different mannerisms. And yes, the doubt creeps in. But listen, that was just me making that up in my head, meaning the whole scenario with the Facebook thing. But listen, the guy calling me and telling me that he doubts that his son is his, yeah, that's real. But I'm just giving you a scenario on how innocent these little things happen. So guys, listen, before we get into the video, you know what I'm going to ask you. Hit the subscription button, turn on the notification bell. Come on, be nice to the older man. Takes nothing for you guys to just hit that subscribe button. Bing! Subscribe. Easy. Look how easy that was. Huh? Look at how easy that was. Yes. Yes. Listen, that does a lot for me in the algorithm. Of course, hit the like button as well. Just so that YouTube can send this video to more and more people. Because we need to be very aware of the problem that we have in this society. This isn't only in the West, by the way. This is anywhere in the world. I'm getting calls out of Africa. Africa is huge. The Caribbean, that's unreal. Infidelity and paternity fraud is ripe in the Caribbean. So guys, of course, if you want to book a session with the older man, log in. Log in to askanolderman.com. Let's have a chat. Let me know what's on your mind. Let me help you make some decisions. And of course, even if you just want help, getting your YouTube channel up and running, or help, getting the numbers up, listen, yeah, I can help you as well. That's where my expertise lies, my friends. But of course, if you just got a quick question, get me over on Instagram on Ask an Older Man. Send me a voice message, and I'll be more than happy to respond. So with that said, let's get into today's video. She's 99.9999999% sure the child is his.
And that Dreani is your child's father?
Yes. I'm 99.99999% sure. I'm ready.
Please read it out loud for me.
Braden is not my biological son. Oh my God. This stuff has kept me up at night, Karamo. I'm being honest. It's kept me up at night. My feelings have hurt. As a man, I've pain in my body.
I got to tell you, I'm absolutely shocked right now.
Because I'm 100% absolutely an incredible father. And like I said, regardless of how I deal with women sometimes, I try to be a decent man. And I want to be a better man.
There's no other possibility. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, is there anyone that you could have slept with when y'all were together in that 6.5 before y'all broke up?
I was only with him.
Karamo, once again, it brings me, it's full circle. This is a full circle moment for me right now.
This can't be
Read
real.
it. Here you go. Here you go. It's yours.
And you can hear the audience behind her. Whoa! Believe all women. That same mentality is there. Believe all women. When the camera pans around to some of the audience members, shock. Incredible. Incredible. So gentlemen, listen, man. Do not, I repeat, do not ever sign a birth certificate unless you get a DNA test done, a paternity test. It'll be the cheapest $200 or $400 you'll ever invest. Because once you sign that, my friends, you're on the hook for $400, $600, $1,200 per month. Your wages are garnished. You are in deep. So trust me, I've done videos on this before, guys, and I keep warning you guys, do not ever get clouded. Don't ever get, oh, she's my girl, she would never do that to me. Do not ever, ever, ever get stupid. You protect yourself at all times. If you didn't wrap it up then, if she told you that she was on birth control and that was a lie, she refused to take the morning after pill. I mean, there's so many points of failure when you stick your little thing into some other woman. There are multiple points of failure that only you can protect yourself in these cases. Let's just read some of these come in. When sis said 99, I knew she wasn't shite. 2,600 likes to that. Exactly. Why couldn't she say 100% sure? We knew that it was going to come out wrong. We knew. From the time somebody said 99.9999, uncertain that on something that has a certainty, that binary, meaning 100% or nothing. Either yes or no. The possibility, it should have either been 100% or I'm not sure. That's it. But don't come with this 99.99999. Oh, Jesus. The other person said, yeah, 99 is not 100, meaning she had doubt. Girl, you tried it. That little smirk she gave when she looked shocked told me everything I needed to know when he told the results.
But I have to ask, is there any possibility it could be someone else's
No,
child?
I'm 100% sure.
100% sure.
Like, he looked just like her. Got the eyes, the nose, the mouth.
Everything.
Like, everybody said they look alike when I showed the picture.
Okay. Oh, my gosh, she's beautiful. These are your results, though? What does it say? Can I see?
Yeah, you can see. You're not the father.
Man, that's crazy.
Well.
So, I mean, it's like y'all don't really need me anymore.
No.
Oh, we don't. We don't. Thank you for being here.
Thank y'all.
Exactly. Somebody else said he dodged a bullet. No, he didn't dodge a bullet if he had already signed a birth certificate. That bullet is deep in and it's lodged deep in. Because getting himself off of that birth certificate, nah, not gonna happen. We've shown videos like this before. It's not gonna happen.
Now to at 10, News Channel 3 getting to the bottom of a burning question one Memphis man has been trying to answer for years. Why is Shelby County Juvenile Court forcing him to pay for a child that is not biologically his? What's even more unusual, he says the judges at Juvenile Court have an idea who the real father is.
Yet they're still demanding he pay up. Now he's turning to On Your Side investigator Stephanie Skurlock for help.
Talk show TV makes millions off the catchphrase, "You are not the father." But the reality in Memphis is just because you're not the daddy doesn't mean Shelby County Juvenile Court won't make you pay.
I was down there in handcuffs and chains.
Over the years, Edward Bowdery had his driver's license stripped and once even found himself in handcuffs over child support payments for a child that's not his.
I would hate to see somebody else go through the same thing. I've been going through this. Headaches.
This mound of paperwork shows a juvenile court judge ordered him to pay child support even before the birth.
I didn't do a voluntary acknowledgement. I didn't sign the birth certificate. All I knew is we legitimated the child in your name.
Bowdery asked several judges during several hearings for a DNA test, but no judge ordered one.
I said, how did I even get put on child support? And I never said this was my child. And they said, again, this is not what we're here for.
In 2009, he took the child himself to get a DNA test and found the son he'd supported for years was not biologically his. He took the documentation to court, The judge wouldn't accept it, but ordered a new DNA test done that showed the same results. Probability of paternity, 0%.
They never did do what they were originally supposed to do, which was give me the opportunity to take a DNA test. I was just a voice not being heard, so I guess I needed a choir.
Juvenile Court Magistrate Nancy Kessler agreed in October to allow Bowery to disestablish paternity, but only after, he says, she admonished him for taking it this far.
The judge stated that, well, I find it very distasteful that you're bastardizing a child.
The judge stopped the child support going forward, but Bowery still has to pay $460 a month to the mother in back pay. He doesn't believe he should have to pay anything. In fact, he believes someone owes him money, the $30,000 he's already paid.
Allison Johnson said, she just flat out lied. I hate that when women do this and then wonder why men don't want to be with them. 100. Yeah, absolutely. AE said, not sis playing the Virgin Mary moment like she just woke up pregnant. Oh. This next video I want to show you guys is, it's been making the rounds, but I like how this older gentleman, handled this situation. But he did it the right way. This is what you have to do, gentlemen. Do not. And anyway, let's watch the video.
Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
In 3 years?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligations.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that she and I had that time together. And,
excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided...
Well, those are rumors.
I understand that. I understand that. But you haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that...
She said, those are rumors. She didn't say, that's not true. Listen to the language, gentlemen. Listen to the language. Okay? But this is an older gentleman. He's level-headed, very eloquent in his speech. You will learn something from this gentleman. Remember, always learn from the older OGs, okay? She's probably young enough to be his child. Not probably. She is young enough to be his child. Let's proceed.
If I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You're right about that. And honest
so
truth
you are admitting that you're married?
Shaming language. Shaming. She is trying to shame the man now. Of course, having an affair with her, I'm sure she knew that he was married. Okay, of course, there's no accountability on her part. This is an older man making a move at a younger girl. She has options, okay? But she decided to have an affair with this man. But anyway, let's proceed.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't tell me you were married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions, too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man...
Why is this judge casually sipping coffee I mean, I understand these TV judges, but, come on, man, have some respect. Talking with the mug in front of her face. I know, but she's, judged, magistrated, a number of pretty serious cases. I just don't understand why she would do this. Unprofessional. Anyway, let's proceed.
However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital?
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh, yeah, she knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there. That's how we met.
You're her direct manager. Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah.
Gentlemen, do not shit where you eat. Don't do it. I know it's an easy place to actually find your lover and find somebody to hook up with, but it's easier to just go out, buy it, rent it somewhere else, because now you're setting yourself up for lawsuits. You're setting yourself up for problems like this. Okay? I know sometimes it's unavoidable, but listen, man, you got to use your common sense in today's market. In today's environment, it's not the smart thing to do. Do not, what they say? Do not shit where you eat. Hate to use that term, but if you don't know other way to put it, tell me. Yeah, there's no other way to say it besides, be careful. Try not to get involved with anything in your workplace, especially when you're the boss, the owner. You're just setting yourself up for this sort of crap here.
He's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you're more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right. He's
but
definitely
if he's not the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay. Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier and free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky?
You're welcome.
If I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Handle with sophistication and grace. That's how you do it, gentlemen. You do not get involved with a woman when it comes to a child in an emotional state. You handle it gracefully. You ask her to get a DNA test. When you're satisfied and she's satisfied, everybody's happy. That's how you handle big people things. All right? Sorry, I went all Jamaican on you right there, but you get what I'm talking about. This man handled it well, with sophistication. He did not sign the birth certificate. He asked for the DNA. He said, listen, I will step up if it's my child. That's a different type of approach that will work. So he might be lucky and get away with this one if his wife is understanding, meaning she'll cool down eventually, because there's no wife that's going to deal with that. But that's a whole other video. Anyway, guys, I just hope that you guys can understand the lesson I'm trying to get across to you today.
Family lawyers say If you're not married, get a court order declaring that you're the father, and as part of that order, get a DNA test. Don't wait. If you wait, you can wake up owing tens of thousands of dollars before you know it.
I will reiterate it. Don't care if you're married. Don't care if you're hooking up. It doesn't matter. Get a DNA test. These days, my friends, leave your mind clear. And if your wife don't like it, and I'm talking about if you're married, that's her problem. If you are in a state where you can do it behind her back, fine. If you can get the DNA test done and she don't have to know about it, great. But do not sign the birth certificate until you get proof of that. Have that conversation before the child is born. We're not living in normal times, my friends. And men do not have any say anymore. And the only way to protect yourself at all times is that if you take the emotion out of it, you make sure you have your DNA test, your trust set up. There's so many things that you just have to be very careful of right now in today's environment. It sounds cold, but any woman who don't understand that, she's trying to pull a fast one on you. Protect yourselves at all times. All right, guys, listen, subscribe, book a session if you have problems. Get me over on Instagram, askanolderman.com. All right? And always remember, whenever in doubt, ask an older man. Okay? I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.